It is a love story of two beautiful people. Most of stories starts with that sentence. But Jungkook and Taehyung's story started with a game. Or should we say, the game of one is player, other is victim, a stalker and a poor student. One is innocent but other is devil. But the question was who? Jungkook pulled out a random book. It's not like he was actually going to read it. He sat at the table near the glass window as usual. The table where he have been regularly sitting for 2 months now, and 3 tables away to his right was sitting the person. The reason he was there reading books instead of doing the work he enjoyed. Jungkook was good in many things and pretending was one of them. Nerdy glasses, messy hairs, baggy hoodie, and always a book in his hand. His whole presence screamed, a nerd. He never planned to be noticed. He always blended into his character nicely and always done his job smoothly. It should have been the same this time too. And that was the problem. It happened 2 months back. The mission he was leading, it was supposed to be a clean and for that he was disguised as a nerdy student. He needed 2 things, time and target. Jungkook was at the park, keeping tabs on his target while pretending to be reading a book he wasn't interested in. He always took interest in dangerous things, and among them, Ing was his favorite. And that's when he felt it. Eyes. Those eyes were not hostile, not suspicious, but curious. Who was watching him with such curiosity and concentration? Jungkook didn't look up right away. He kept reading same line on the book while keeping his target in his peripheral vision, who was a pig-looking man, too busy cheating on his wife with someone. That man worked under his rival's organization. Jungkook was going to first interrogate him, and then he was going to KO personally, painfully. Jungkook slowly looked up, pretending to adjust glasses, and finally his gaze landed on the beautiful, tall man, leaning against the tree, silently watching Jungkook. Jungkook observed the details, a habit he developed in his line of work. The man was tall, wearing a mask and cap and even sunglasses in cloudy weather. Yeah, he was obviously trying to hide who he was. And it didn't took Jungkook long enough to get the realization that it wasn't a threat. It was anything but threat. The moment the man stumbled on his own feet and fell down on the ground because he was too lost into staring Jungkook. Jungkook almost smiled. Taehyung hadn't planned to fall in love. Not with the stranger. Not with the damn nerd. His type was way different than nerdy people. And yet there he was like a damn fool stalking a student like a creep. He was a model for God's... It just happened. One evening he was jogging in the park, his hectic life, surrounded with shoots, interviews, and again shoots. His life always busy and chaotic. One second he was looking down at his phone while running around the park, face hidden behind the mask as always, and next second he saw a figure sitting on the bench, big framed glasses, oversized hoodie, and a book in his hand, sitting all alone, completely unbothered by the world. Taeyong slowed down, while his siren eyes watched the lonely figure on the bench. So lonely, so peaceful, an exact opposite of his busy life. He stopped completely, leaning against the nearest tree, just staring and staring until he tripped over his own feet and fell. Why am I being weird, creepy to watch others like this, especially some nerdy kid? Taeyong muttered under his mask, but he couldn't look away from the person sitting there. Next day, Taeyong came back to the park. No, he wasn't there to look for that nerdy boy again. No, he wasn't there to stalk that nerdy boy. No, he hadn't skipped his shoot today just to stare at a stranger. That's what he told himself, but there he was, looking around, like a lost puppy, and that's when he saw the same guy from yesterday. Jungkook was there on the same bench, wearing same glasses, reading a different book. Taeyong, as less obvious as he could, sat on the nearby bench, but his shock red hairs and Gucci dressing was attracting any attention as it could, but thankfully the nerd boy was just focused on his book. Good. That was good for now. He pulled out his phone, pretending to scroll through it, while stealing glances at the boy every 10 seconds. The boy was somehow dangerous looking, but in the surprisingly softest way. Jungkook noticed everything. Of course he did. The man was being too obvious. Jungkook noticed how Taeyong was continuously shaking his leg, or how he would look away immediately whenever Jungkook turned page of his book.